Hi guys! So today we're going to cover some of the problems that we learned in our class. We talked about solving integers, we covered solving equations with variable on both sides, and we also solved some problems that involved rational numbers. So we're going to cover all of the problems today. Let's start with number 1. Simplify negative 46 minus, in parentheses, negative 88 in parentheses. So I'm gonna rewrite the problem, and you have the parentheses and you have a double sign. So when you have a parentheses, you are going to multiply. So let's take care of this double sign, and that becomes positive because negative times negative is positive. And we're gonna bring down the rest of the numbers. Since we have different sign, we're gonna take the bigger number sign. Since 88 is bigger than 46, we're going to take 88 sign, which is positive, so the answer is going to be positive. And since they're different sign, you subtract, and you always subtract from the bigger number. So 88 minus 46 is going to be 42, and so the answer is positive 42, and that is right over here. Number 2. Ms.Heejin is going on a vacation to Maui during summer. She wants to rent a car at an economical price to travel to many different places. Enterprise Rent a Car charges an initial fee of $20 plus an additional $30 per day to rent a car. Ohana Rent a Car charges an initial fee of $36 plus an additional $28 per day. For how many days are the total cost charged by the companies will be the same? Also, if Ms.Heejin is staying in Maui for 2 weeks, which company is more economical to rent a car? So here I'm asking two questions. How many days are the total cost charged by the companies will be the same? I'm asking how many days. So let's take care of this first question. Well, it says Enterprise Rent a Car, they charge initial fee of $20 plus an additional $30 per day to rent a car. So we have Enterprise, we have initial fee of $20, which is we have to pay it. Like, this is not gonna change. And it says plus, so we're gonna add plus additional $30 per day. So we have to pay $30 per day, and we don't know how many days it's gonna be. So it says how many days are the total cost charged by the companies will be the same. So how many days is what we're looking for. So since we don't know how many days it's going to be, we're gonna set that as X. So what that means is, if you're renting 1 day, it's gonna be $30. If you're renting 2 days, it's gonna be 1 day times 2, so $30 times 2 is $60. So 2 days for $60 and 3 days for $90 and so on. That's why we're setting as X, because we don't know how many days it's going to be. We're gonna let X is equal to number of days. Okay, so X is equal to number of days, and we don't know how many days it's going to take. Ohana Rent a Car charges an initial fee of $36 plus an additional $28 per day. $28 per day. Ohana, they are charging $36 initial fee, which won't be changing, plus additional $28 per day. So as we rent more days, the price will go up. And we don't know how many days are, and we're trying to find that. So it says how many days are the total cost charged by the companies will be the same, which means that we have to set these equation equal to each other. So we're gonna set 20 plus 30x, which is the enterprise, is equal to 36 plus 28x, which is Ohana price. Okay, and as you can see, we have a variable on both sides, so we have to combine the like terms and use the inverse operation in order to solve for x. So we're gonna combine the like terms that has a variable first, and since they're both positive, I'm gonna subtract the lower term, which is 28. So I'm gonna subtract 28. And the reason why subtracting the lower terms is so that we don't get any integer numbers. And we're subtracting because we're using inverse operation, because we're moving to the other side of this equal sign. Then 28x, they cancel it out because one is positive, one is negative. And then we're going to bring down 20, and then 30x minus 28x is positive 2x. You bring down the equal sign, and you bring down the 36, and now you see the constant like terms, 20 and 36, and since they don't have a sign, I'm going to add invisible positive sign. If you move 36 to the other side, you will end up with 0. So you have to move 20 to the other side. So we're going to subtract 20 because we're using inverse operation, which is opposite of positive. So we're going to subtract 20. 20 minus 20 is 0, so they cancel it out. And you bring down 2x, you bring down the equal sign, and 36 minus 20 is 16. And then you have 2 and 16, they're constant. Well, you want to get rid of 2 because our goal is to have x alone. Okay, we're looking for x. So we're going to have to divide 2 because this really means 2 times x, and we are using the inverse operations, which is the opposite operation of multiplication. So we're going to divide 2, and if you do one side, you got to do to the other side. And then 2, they cancel it out, 1 and 2 goes into 8 times. So x is going to be equal to 8. For 8 days, Enterprise and Ohana, the price will be the same. And if you don't know how to simplify, if you forget how to do that, here's how you do it. 16 over 2, you're going to find the factors. So 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 8 is 16. And you see the common factor, which we're going to cancel it out. And you're left with 8 over 1, and 8 over 1 is 8 days. And now let's go to the second question. It says, if Ms.Heejin is staying in Maui for 2 weeks, which company would be economical to rent a car? Well, economical means cheaper. So in order to solve that problem, we're going to have to substitute the x amount of days into the Enterprise and Ohana equation. And in order to do that, well, it says Ms.Heejin is staying in Maui for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is 14 days. 2 weeks, where our unit is days, not weeks. So we're gonna stay with days. So we know that 14 days is 2 weeks. So we're going to substitute into this equation. Enterprise is 20 plus 30x, and then I'm going to substitute this x for 14 days because Ms.Heejin is staying for 14 days. And in order to solve this, we see the parentheses over here. So we got to take care of that first. So 20 plus, so let's multiply 14 times 30. I'm going to put the 0 on here. So 4 times 3 is 12, and then 3 times 1 is 3, and goes 1 up, and you bring down the 0. So it's 420. So 30 times 14 is 420, and you didn't do anything with 20, so you just bring down 20. And then that will equal to 420 plus 20 is 440, and that's the price for the Enterprise company. And let's go to the Ohana company, which is 36 plus 28x, and then we're going to substitute this x with 14 days, because we're trying to find out 14 days. And then we see this parentheses over here. We're going to have to take care of that first. So 28 times 14 is going to be, so that's 11. 8 times 1 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. And you add that. That's going to be 93. So this over here is 392. And then we bring down the 36. So 36 plus 392 is going to be 428. So now we're looking at the price. Which one's cheaper? 428 is cheaper, so Wana company is cheaper. So this is going to be economical. So if we go down to the answer was total cost is same for 8 days, so this is gonna be your answer. And then Ohana rental car is more economical for 2 weeks, and that's gonna be your answer. Okay, so let's move on to number 3. So number 3 says simplify. Now when you see a negative sign, you want to take care of that first. And we draw the invisible positive sign operation over here. So positive times negative is negative. So we're going to take care of that first. So you have negative. So I'm going to rewrite this problem. So 78 is 78 over 1. I'm going to change that to fraction. Times negative 26 over 52. Now we can simplify, we can cancel it out. Well, 26 can go into 2 times, and then we can cross multiply with this 2 and the 78. 2 can go into 39 times, because if you divide 78 divided by 2, you get 39. And now you have 39 times negative 1, so it's going to be negative 39 over, you have 1 times 1, and that's equal to 1. So when you multiply the fraction, the rational numbers, you multiply the numerator. What's on the top goes to the top. So numerator times numerator is you put it on the numerator. And then for the denominator, you multiply what's the denominator. So that's how you multiply. You can simplify it and cancel it out by cross to cross or top and bottom. But when you multiply the numerator to numerator, and you multiply denominator to denominator. And so when you look at that, 39 times negative, that's the numerator. For the denominator, you have 1 times 1, and that's 1. So negative 39 over 1 is going to be negative 39, and that is our answer. So we can box our answer, negative 39, and that's our answer. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll continue with the rest of the problems in the next video. So I'll see you next time.